Greetings, salutations, good day and hi, and welcome to Formula Holo's 8 Series. Yes, Series 8. I can't believe we made it that far into this racing project, but yeah, we are about to proceed into the next color circuit with 12 more exciting rounds, many on circuits that you've never even heard of. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. My name is, as always, Dag the Pig. I'm your streamer for this racing project and other racing series on this channel. We're finally back to racing with the Hololive members this month, after a couple of months away, focusing on other series. But here we are again, our premiere series in this project. 12 rounds of exciting open-wheel racing action, starting off at Fiorano Circuit. Next, we're going to Thailand for a race at Buriram, and finally, third race of today, we are heading to Tokachi. All right, no more rambling. We gotta get to the racing. Okay. So you'll notice here Tsukumo Sana's car, the 5th series champion. This is going to be her final series racing. Yes, she's graduating at the end of the month. So hopefully we wish her the best after she's gone away. Let's see how well she does in this final series. First EN member to graduate, actually. Really sad to see her go, but yeah. Anyway, let's default to our usual Yago car. The opening round of this series takes place at the Fiorano Circuit, the Circuito di Fiorano in Italy. It's Ferrari's private test track. FIA Grade 1 license, so it's ready to go for proper racing, and it's inviting the Hololive members for a nice 20-lap race. Gotta make sure whole group is set up. I did check the replays; they are turned on. So let's just get the things over with. We'll preview the track. It's a near 3-kilometer track, 1.862 miles, 12 turns. It's a interesting figure 8 circuit, as you can see on the track map on the corner. Waiting for qualifying to begin. Yeah, all cars are there. Same roster as previous. We're just seeing who will take us through this track. Oh, good. It's a staff member. Nodoka. Hello. So the exit of pit lane is just after that bridge. We go around these twists and turns, and then you gotta go over the bridge. You gotta go over. And then you reach a tight hairpin. Like that, there. More nondescript turns. And one more hairpin, and then reach the straightaway where the start-finish line is right at the bridge. Perhaps just shy of it. Oh, just after it. Just after it. Start finish line is just after the, just under the bridge. Alright, so we need a grid of 40 drivers. 40 drivers will qualify for each race. So, let's see how it is. Let's see how it is here with the qualifying session. No, Notica didn't even qualify for this race. I hate to see it. You hate to see it. Oh, a whole mess of cars didn't qualify for this race. Oh, 2 members of Milfatori didn't make it. Let's see, Korone didn't make it into the first race. No Azuki, no Ayame, no Mio, no Ayame. Typical of her. Typical of her. Shion, Mume, Lamy, Suisei, Hato, Nodoka, Noel, Koyori, sad. Sad to see her not to qualify. Yofi, Polka, Callie, Bolton, and Sana just misses out on the cut for the opening race of this series. Alright. Pole position. We'll get a bonus point, as per usual. Race 1 is 100 points, second place 75 points, third place 60 points, so on until you reach 30th place for 1 point. Provided that you finish at least 90% race distance in full laps. Bales gets the pole position. Now this is a big series for Council because Fauna is the defending drivers champion and Sana is graduating, so this might be a big series for them, and it's already a big start for the Council as Bales scores the first point of this 8th series with her pole position starting right beside her is Aki Rose. Next in row 2, Aqua and Luna, and then Kanata and Reine for row 3. Ami and Risu in row 4, and row 5, Watame and Anya. Let's see. Mel and Choco, Crony Iroha and Kiara, Chloe Roboko and defending champion Fauna, Flairger and Muna, Ali A-chan and Ina, Matt, Cyrilla Plus and Marine, Mikotoa and Kyla, Who else? Okayunene and Pekora. Pekora was the wooden spoon last series. Let's see how she does this series. After Pekora is Kobo, Fubuki, and Zeta. And finally, Louis, Sora, Iris, and Subaru. That's a grid for this opening round of 20 laps. So classification is at 18 laps. 100 points for the race win. Let's not waste any more time and let's get the music loading and get this race started. Everyone on the grid waiting for the lights to go out. Bales at pole position. 4 red lights, waiting for the green light to go up, and it does. We are racing! Welcome to Formula Holo Series 8. Bales and Akiros lead everyone off to turn number 1. Racing in high definition at the Fiorano Circuit in Italy. Akiros charges ahead, and everyone trying to fight for position. Scanning through the grid already. And Fubuki is without a rear wing. Aki Rose goes over the bridge. Well ahead of Bells for a brief moment, but Bells is quickly catching up. Luna is third, Aqua just fourth. And now they're trying to slowly make their way around this hairpin turn. Laps around a minute long. Akiro's the winner of 2 races in this FH Racing project. And she's going to have the lead after this opening lap. Followed by Bells and the Luna. Akiro's Bay and the Luna. Akiro's leads by 1.4 seconds. And we still got, 19 more laps to sit through. As the last few drivers are having to pit. A lot of drivers pitting already. Have a look at defending champion Fauna. Doing pretty fine so far at 13, but it is rather early on here. Significant gap between 16th and 17th. Everyone clustered together. Here comes Aki, Rose, and Bay. And Luna, no change to the top 3. Reina goes up to 4th at the expense of Aqua. Into 6th, Risu 7th, Ami 8, Choco 9, and Kiara 10. And Watame and Fubuki are still stranded in the pit box. Chloe going in to replace her lost rear wing. It's so easy to slip and slide on these vehicles with these hard tires, I believe they're using. Aki Rosenthal of the Red Heart Racing Gen 1 team lead up to 2.6. A nice simple race on the Ferrari test track. The fine folks at Ferrari welcoming the Hololive members for a nice summer festival. With a free race of 40 fantastic, fantabulous racers taking part in this free-for-all. Fun, ain't it? Reina has jumped to 3rd now. Well, Aqua dropped down quite a few places, but still remains top 10. Aki Rosa's led much of the first few laps. Aki Rose, a rather underrated member of the group. Wonderful half siren, half elf, if memory does serve me right, or I don't know. Wow, look at that. The gap is 4 seconds between Aki Rose and Bay. Iris is in pit lane, and she'll be lapped. Scuffle in the back of the grid, but nothing too serious going on. think anyone is out as of yet. Bubuki and Chloe both 2 laps behind. Sora, Iris, and Watame each 1 behind. Well, Miko doesn't have a front wing on hand. Achan lacks a rear wing. We're a quarter of the way through this opening round. Gap between her and May dropped just a bit slightly. But it's still a pretty fine start for someone who gets to start in the front row. Look at Choco trying to charge ahead of some of the lap drivers. Oh, Roboco! Roboco seems to be lap behind. I'm pretty sure. Looks like Roboco is trying to abide by the blue flag rules, implying there are blue flag rules in R Factor. Fight for 4th between Luna and Kanata, but Luna remains just a bit ahead of Tenshi. And now Kanata pushes ahead. Holding on really tight to her steering wheel and pressing the pushing to pass button down. So go up to P4 now. And there's still a gap between Bay and Daki. And again, Chloe has to pit. I see Roboco also stopping to pit. There's her new rear wing. Remember, top 30 drivers score. A race win will give you 100 points. And you gotta finish at least 90% race distance to get classified. In this case, it's 18 laps. 18 laps. Dr. Rose's lead has recovered a wee bit. And Rene has to try past Aroha first before she makes the move on Bay. Boy Rene, the Series 3 champion, making a move here. Trying to make a move here. But Aroha serving as a good defense. Not letting anyone pass the council driver. Hopefully the dice rolls are in Faye's favor. Hopefully she gets a nice high finish. But there's still 10.5 laps left to consider for the Hololive drivers. Kanata is a distant 4th behind Rene. Oh, be very careful there. And now, in a bit of frustration for Rene, she has to pass by at least 3 cars now. So she passes Fubuki. Now she has a fellow ID member ahead, and never mind. Fubuki jumps ahead, and we see a mess of debris here. I don't know. Did anyone get hurt? Are there any casualties? I can't seem to tell. Bah! They're all still racing. More than halfway through this race at Fiorano. Akro's lead goes back to 4 seconds. And Kanata jumps to 3rd. Wow, I was busy scanning through the grid. 9 to go for Aki Rosenthal of Gen 1. Over the bridge, the drivers go. Pretty nice test track here, Fiorano Circuit. Looks like we have 22 drivers within the lead lap. Unfortunately, Chloe and Roboco are 3 behind. There these two are, both 3 behind. As Aki Rose's lead is getting ever so larger and larger. Aki Rose is too far away from Bay. Renegade so close to Kanata. But that's the best she could do here. Choco goes to the top 5 now. Down to 7 laps. Nice choo-choo train of cars within the lead lap and lapped cars. Relatively clean racing by everyone. No one out of it. Of course, later tracks you'll see might end up being major tests of attrition for the Hololive members. That Bales is caught up and slashed some of Aki Rose's lead now. And look at the gap between Bay and PowerPoint Tenchi. A little over 8 seconds separates the two. Aki Rosenthal looking for her third win. Faye looking for her second win. If Faye somehow manages to get a big comeback for the victory, manages to catch up to Aki Rose, that would be her second win, both on Italian circuits. As we go past the 3/4 mark of this round. So, it looks like the gaps between the drivers at hand, the top few drivers at hand, are a bit too significant to bother. .23 cars in the lead lap, and still just the two drivers out of classification. 4 to go. Rosenthal basically uncontested throughout this round. Defending champion Ceres Fauna goes to P10. Looks like it's a pretty good start for the defending champion. So through 17, this lap is for classification. And Bales has gone really close to Aki Rose now. Look at her trying to make a move here. Trying to roll crits. When will she go for the gamble? Look at this. Will Faye make a move to pass Aki Rose for the lead? Not quite. Not quite. Maybe this turn. Maybe this turn. Not quite. And Aki Rose remains leading with 2 to go. Keep your eyes peeled on these two, ladies and gentlemen. Might be a close battle for the win, as far as we're concerned here. Council looking for a very big starts for their soon graduating member Tsukumo Sana. A win here would be outstanding. An outstanding start to the series for the team, provided Faye finds a way to overtake Aki Rose, but there is only 1 lap to go. If there's a time for Faye to make a move, now would be it. But Aki Rose is just too experienced on the circuit. That's why she's a 2-time race winner. Looking for a third, they go over the bridge. Oh, just a half a lap left. But Akirose is still a bit too far ahead. I don't think Akirose will mess up here. Nope, she's just way too ahead of a Bay, and that's the race for Aki Rosenthal. She wins the opening round at Fiorano. Race win number 3 to open up the 8th series. Bales will have to settle for second, and Amane Kanata will score P3. Choco improves to P4. Aqua will finish 5th, and Rene will just miss the top 5. Good start for the Gen 1 member, Aki Rosenthal. As we're waiting for a few more drivers to cross start finish. And this race is over. This race is over. Round 1 goes to Aki Rosenthal. Bay, P2, Kanata, 3. As we go ahead and score the drivers. Let us do so. Oh yeah, medal counts. Okay, so Aki Rose and Bay. Where are you, Bay? Yoo-hoo! Second podium for the Mousy. And Kanata. Okay. And the points, Aki Rose, Bales, Kanata, Choco, Aqua, Rene, Mel, Ame, Crony. Fauna finishes 10th. Very good start for her to begin her title defense. Molly, Kobo. Let's see, Muna, Kiara, Bekora, Subaru, Anya, Nene, Matsuri, Okayu, Laplace, Uroha, Flair, Kaela, Luna, Risu, Gura, Zeta avoids the previous race winner's curse. The last race before this one was at Rockingham, and she won that race, and she'll get points. Ina, Sora. That's the point scorers. Toa, Miko, Watame, Fubuki, Marine, Louie, Iris, Achan, Chloe, and Roboco. And no one crashed out in the opening round, so good job to all involved. Unfortunately for Chloe and Roboco, they each will get non-classified results. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Yep, that looks right. That looks okay, I guess. Bonus point for Bay, and the early lead in the championship goes to Aki Rosenthal of Hololive Gen 1. And as a consequence, Gen 1 will lead the Drivers' Championship. Everyone has scored points after this opening round. Even Gen 0, with a grand total of 1 point. And this is the reason for the 1 point for Gen 0. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. We've seen enough here. We are going to go to Thailand for the first time this series. It's the Buriram round, the Chang International Circuit, home to FIM racing. The MotoGP racing. The first FIA Grade 1 and FIM Grade A circuit in Thailand. 4.554 kilometers, 2.830 miles, 12 turns. A lap can be done in around a minute and a half, not a bit quicker. And we are going to race 14 laps. 14 laps. Put the captcha and then we are going to go to Buriram. All right, let's do this. Buriram, the Chang International Circuit in the wonderful Southeastern Asian country of Thailand. Waiting for the cars to load. And the cars all pop out of a singular point. Words are hard. I know. Qualifying will begin in just a few seconds. Notice the long straights where you expect to see some nice high-speed racing. Why is Sana outside of the pits? That's just a bit nuts. Hachimachi Suisei will lead us out for this preview lap around the Chang circuit. A near 90-degree angle turn onto a rather long straight section. Then you gotta go 180 degrees. Not quite a tight hairpin turn, but you do turn roughly 90 degrees, 180 degrees, not 90. Then you go into an intersection. Around and around you go. And then there's this curved section, nondescript curved section. And then a couple more straight sections, divided by this turn right there, and you reach the main grandstand and get greeted by this these unusual camera angles to finish a lap here. All right, so let's get our grid set. Suisse will make the grid at 35. No Anya, no Kayla, no Noel. Marine's a no-show. Carne and Watame don't qualify. Botan, Shion, Robico, Ina fails to qualify. Aki Rose. Azuki and Aki Rose fail to qualify. Consequently, Aki Rose becomes a victim of the previous race winner's curse. No show for Pekara, nor Ame. Yopi fails to qualify. Wow, Kobo misses out on the race despite being on the splash screen. You hate to see it. And here is your grid. And it's the Elite Miko who will start off at pole. Right beside her is Nanashi Mume. Top 3, Miko, Mume, and Mio. How magnificent. 4th, Okayu. 5th, Laplace. 6th, Fauna. Next is Iris, then Takani Louie and Mel. Subarisu and Choco. Hachama and Sodi Pop. 13, 14, 15 respectively. And then Kali, Toa, and Sana. Sana making making an appearance for the first time in her final series. Ollie, Lammy, and Luna. Hanata, Zeta, and Koyori. Who's next? Fubuki, Kuroni, Matsuri. Rena, Chloe, and Muna. Kiara, Ayame, and Faye. Iroha, Suisse, and Achan. And finally, Flare, Aquapulka, and Nene. There is your grid for round 2. 14 laps. 14 laps on this 2.8 mile circuit. Let's get things underway here. And for the 4 lights to expire, and we are rolling here at Buriram, the Chang International Circuit. Oh, Miko messes up the opening turn, and what a mess early on. Miko drops all the way down to 26th. Zeta also has a terrible start to the race, and she's well behind the others. Nanashi Mume goes up into the front, followed by Nakamata Okayu and Okami Mio. And guess what team Mume is in? That's right! Council! Man, the Council wants to have a big start here. They was very close to a race win at Fiorano, and now Meme starting off in the lead here. But she's being threatened by a couple of Milfatori drivers. That's the Holo Gamers team. Nakamata Okayu, who has a silver star on her vehicle because she won the Mario Kart Cup in New Year's. Bit of bumping between her and teammate Mio as the camera wants to be silly again, and Meme spins out. Look who's in the lead! It's Ceres Fauna. Meme just behind, and Laplace Darkness jumps ahead of Meme to go up to P2. And Chloe, Muna, Nodoka, Flare, Kiara pitting into the grid. Ceres Fauna lucky enough not to mess up in turn 1, unlike the cars ahead of her after the opening lap. Ooh, Mume drops a couple of spots. Tokachi Louie, another member of Yamada Motorsports, the Holo X team, JP Gen 6, moves up to P3, looking for her first podium, I think. So close to a podium at Buenos Aires a couple series ago, but messed up in the final lap and crashed out. And look at that, Louie jumps to the lead. Tokachi Louie. Camera is reportedly drunk, as we may be seeing some cars have some oopsies in the turn. And Choco, I'm sorry to report, is a victim of the of this mess here. So that's our first crash of the series. Mio is second, Okayu third, Fauna is fourth at the moment. So, unfortunately, no score for Choco. Mio jumps to the lead. Mio jumps to the lead. And that's the only accident we've had so far after 2 laps. So your new top 3 are Mio, Louie, and Okayu! And Mio! Careful right there. Fauna goes back to 2. Lead taken by Tokachi Louie. Just how is it for these drivers in this turn? I don't know. It's too far away to see what's going on here. And no further casualties as far as I could tell. Sana going on 12th. Scanning through the grid. Takani Louie. Takani Louie. So we've had I want to say 3 different race winners. Of her team, will Louis be the 4th? Oh, luckily it's just a wheel-to-wheel hitting. And Louis still leads. As cars continue to slip and slide on this turn 1. Louis leads by 2.537. Iris is 4th, Akaya 5th. Might we see Iris join the council if after Tsukumo Sana graduates? She's already an unofficial member of the council, though she is technically supposed to be a solo member of her own gen, the Project Hopa gen. But she might be with the council members more often. After July, as I was distracted a bit by these cars again wanting to slip and slide. You know what? I'm surprised we haven't had more incidents at turn 1. After that, as Fauna jumps to the lead again. Fauna, Louie, and Nanashi Mume. Mume is currently 3rd. Top 4 split between Holo and Gen 2 and JP Gen 6. And they're all going to approach the ridiculous turn again. Let's see how it is. Oh, that was not a good turn for Meme. That will put La Plus Darkness into 3rd. As more debris pops out. I'm sure you don't want to be part of a close pack of drivers when you all approach turn 1 here on the circuit, because I'm sure some real shit might happen if you're not too careful. Aww, Bay is all the way down to 38, and Sora 39. Oh, that's just terrible. You hate to see it. Ceres Fauna! Here she is in the lead, looking for her 2nd race win. She's only got the 1 podium finish. That's the race win in Sebring. And that was still enough for her to win the Drivers' Championship, because she consistently finished high in the whatchamacallit. As the Plus becomes the new race leader at the halfway point. Oh, that almost was taken away from Laplace, but Fauna ends up worse off. Down to P3, the top two, Louis and Laplace. Very close battle between the three. Fauna messes up on the overtake attempt. Does much better this time on a turn afterward. Goes back up to P2. Laplace third. Loses third to Okayu. The approach to the last turn. And Sora, unfortunately, falls down at the turn. We've lost a car in turn one. Might we lose another here? I don't know, it's too hard to tell. You might need a magnifying glass to see the action. Binoculars just won't cut it unless you're watching this race in person. Because why would you need binoculars to watch a live stream? Looking for very small details when a simple magnifying glass is perfectly sufficient. My goodness! We've lost 4 cars, and Meme was one of the victims of that opening turn. Meme just about had a big brain hiccup on that turn, on that opening turn. Mio, Meme, and Sora. Meme and Sora. I can't find Sora on the list. I'm sure you would see some cars being overtaken somehow. So, Okayu is the new leader. Followed by Laplace and Fauna, who's been in the top 3 for much of the race. Oh, Bay! 2 laps behind. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. Cars once again approaching the last turn. And Okayu, for some reason, having to pit. A lot of cars having to pit. It's the pit lane shuffle, I'm sorry to report. Which means the top few drivers, everything is screwed up all of a sudden. And Aroha is marked as having the lead with 4 to go. And yes, she's part of JP Gen 6. Aroha, Nena, and Luna basically leading as too many cars are having to pit. And Chloe slips and slides on turn 1. What else is new? Roha's lead is 5.4 over Nenechi. Gen 5 struggling to get quite a few race wins here. The only race winner among in his team is Lammy, who has won 2, while the others each have gotten to the podium, but not quite the top step of said podium. As Nene, Luna, and Aroha are pitting. Callie also pitting. Zeta, Rene, and too many others. So who will even take the lead with 3-ish laps to go? Why, it's Iris! Iris! Hope has arrived, all of a sudden. Fauna's a distant 5th. Roha somehow is in 4th. Iris wanting to make a statement for the Halloween members. Iris trying not to lose too much hope to Okayu, and well, there goes all the hope. Back down to P3. Nakamano Okayu. The plus darkness. Sana is at least a lap or 3 down, so she's just basically an obstacle at this point. They've already pitted, so there's no need to go back to pits. How bad is the slip and slide for these cars? Ooh. I don't know about that. Laplace Darkness regains the lead. But for how long? As we got a few cars being pursuing whatever this driver's supposed to be. Iris wants to get back to P2, not quite there. Loses ground to Aroha. Laplace Darkness, a one-time race winner at Lake Superior in the previous series, and who finished 3rd that race none other than Iroha. Might history repeat itself with one to go? Not seemingly! As Okayu jumps to the lead. Iroha is very close behind Okayu. Iroha now has to contend to a lapped car of Tsukumo Sana before she wants to overtake Okayu. But Okayu has developed too much of a gap between her and the next highest car. Okayu looking for a second win. Just needs to survive a few more turns. And Okayu is slowing down a bit. She lets Sana go ahead of her. Iroha trying to make a move here. But there's just one turn left. And no, it's not going to be enough. And Nakamata Okayu gets the win at Buriram. And just runs out of fuel at the start-finish. Still, there's no rule about having a minimum fuel amount that you gotta have once you finish the race. Unlike in the real-life Formula 1. So Okayu, Iroha, and Laplace Darkness, your top three, a double podium for Yamaha Motorsport, even though it's not a win this time. Ceres Fauna will come away fourth for her efforts as cars start to run out of fuel. Well, so much for hope for Iris, as she'll finish way down there. Hikariami fuels out. Flare crashes out. Iris is stranded, and Sana just has a couple more turns. But she's going to end up having to stop at the pit lane, delaying the finish here. No, she did cross the start finish. Come on, Iris! You've already lost us all hope. Don't make us lose our last shred of hope that we didn't even know we had. Thank you. Alright, Flare and Naomi will get points for classification. 5 cars out for accidents. Okayu gets a second FH win. Iroha gets her highest finish. Her highest ever finish, P2, and Laplace gets on the podium again, so a double podium for Gen 6. So GG to all involved. So let's see, Iroha and Laplace. And did I miscount? Dear God, I hope not. No, it doesn't look like I miscounted. And yeah, looks good. Looks good. Okay. And I'll mark that down on my ledger. Okayu, Iroha, and Laplace. Save that. And we're marking the points, and then and we still have one more to go for today. Let's see. Hanata, Rena Fubuki. Nami Aqua. Koyori. Toa, Nodoka. Polka, Mel. Kelly. Chamakroni. Sana gets her first points of the series, finishing 27th. Suri and Bales will get classified, though no points. Achan accident. Mio and Mume accident. Sora and Shoko accident. Lock-in points. Lock-in points, make sure the count is good. And the count does look good. Does look good to me. Yes, 40. 40 drivers. And 1 point for Miko, wherever she finished. Can't find Miko on the grid. There she is. And so, with that win, Nekomata Okayu goes to the top of the Drivers' Championship. Second is Akiros. And third is Kanata. Fourth is Kazuma Iroha. Fifth is Ceres Fauna. So, very nice start for Fauna. As she begins her title defense, she's currently fifth in the Drivers' Championship, and Gen 6 currently leads the Constructors' Championship with 199 points. Second is EN Gen 2 with 198 points, one behind Gen 6. As we get out of this place, please. We are going to Tokachi for round 3, and that's our last round for today. There's multiple circuits we could go through. You can even race backwards if you want. But we're not going to do that. We're going to race clockwise for 13 laps. So, Tokachi. Not much to be said about the Tokachi International Speedway. Other than that, it has 15 turns and it's 3.163 miles. 15 turns, 3.16 miles. Raced once in Japanese F3, and that's just it. Used to host a Tokachi 24 Hours for Super Taikyu, and yeah. Not much use these days, well, except certainly for here. So, let's load. Let's load. .163-mile Tokachi International Speedway. And here we are. Here we are. Making sure all of the cars are in, and they are certainly in. Everyone certainly has a chance to qualify here. And qualifying has begun. And let's see my good friend Nikiri Ayame take us through a lap here at Tokachi. Well, after screwing up this first turn, you go around and around and around. A few lefts and rights. Try not to fuck up somewhere. Lefts and rights and lefts and rights. It's like if you take a quad oval configuration and add lots of very silly turns to confuse people, to confuse the drivers. And then here you have some hairpin turns. And then another straight section approaching a 90-degree angle. And then there's no straight sprint to the finish. You gotta go through another couple turns before you then reach the grandstand. That's Tokachi for you. Now, will Ayame race, or will she relegate herself to playing on her cell phone again? Let's see. Looks like Ayame will relegate herself to playing on her cell phone again, as she's not even close to qualifying for this race. And Okayu also misses out in the cut. Previous race winner's curse again. Mel doesn't qualify, HN doesn't qualify, Miko doesn't qualify, Fubuki doesn't qualify, Ninami, Okayu, Flare, Koyori, Fauna fails to qualify. You hate to see it. Iroha also misses out in qualifying, so that's two of the so that's the top two from Buriram, not even bothering to race a Tokachi. And pole, we'll go to Nina, my Ina niece. Oh, you'll love to see it. Ina is a pole sitter for this race. Still looking for her first FH win. She's only got a couple of third place finishes, and that's just basically it. Right next to her is Muna. Next is Suisei and Nodoka. And then it's Laplace and Subaru. Next is Polka, Chloe, and Bay. Pekara, Reda, and Ame. Hachimamiya and Iris. Senosor and Kiara. Meme, Roboco, and Choco. Lamy, Zeta, and Matsuri. Marine, Callie, and Risu. Luna, Watame, and Aki Rose. Crony, Noel, Kurone. Kyla, Louie, and Toa. And finally, Kobo, Shion, Yofi, and Anya. That's your grid. 13 laps at Tokachi for round 3, and everyone is already gridded up and ready to go here. Let's get racing. So here we go. Ina at pole for round number 3 at Tokachi. Green lights are up. We are racing. Watch out for the opening turn. Might be a make it or break it. Oh, this might be a crazy opening turn, and there's some bumping and not much happening here. Nina? Nina? What? Ina, not Nina. Ina, Muna, and Nodoka. The top 3 after these first few turns. There is a Nina vTuber, but she's in a completely different racing series altogether. Don't worry, you'll see her next month. We'll see her next month. My goodness, a banked turn. Can't believe I didn't notice that in the track preview. So yeah, not much to say about the opening lap. Everyone is trying to get used to the setting here. And couple cars may have messed up here. Will lead after the opening lap, followed by Muna and Suisei of all drivers. Suisei to P2 now. Subaru is at 4th, and Nodoka drops down a couple spots to 5. Pretty good start for the Taco Priestess. But currently being pursued by Suisei. Subaru a distant third, although she is trying to catch up to the others here. And let's drop down a bit to fourth. Well, Novika remains fifth. Cars trying to go around this washboard curbs. Wow, Marine is way too far away from the others to even bother with the race at hand. Scanning through the grid, scanning through the grid. Second, third, and fourth are getting quite close to each other. Super's on the move! Don't know if they'll hold on to her at P2. Doesn't quite. And she gets worse off as Omar Polka jumps to 4. Suisse goes back to 2. And we're through 3 now. As we're waiting for the grid to stabilize somehow. And Ina's lead is, well, 4-something seconds over Muna. Or Suisse, if you want to be nitpicky. We're almost a quarter of the way through this round. And Roboco is having issues at pit. Well, good thing her car is freed. As we scan through the grid once more, trying to see if there's any real BS happening among these cars. Well, Muna is back up to second now. Muna, a couple podium finishes. I don't think she has gone a race win of her own as of yet. Well, not seemingly. Suisse has 2 of her own, 2 race victories. Ina and Muna are both looking for the first. Why does the top 3 say Ina? That grid makes no sense. That grid also makes no sense. That's the problem with this track. The grid gets messed up as cars pass the start-finish line before it stables again after a few turns. Careful, Bay. Poor Roboco hasn't been having a good start to the series. and no classification in round 1 and the DNQ in round 2, and here she is at 40th. Wow, Marine, why is she even bothering to race? Maybe she hopes by some miracle the 38 cars ahead of her all somehow magically run out of fuel, like with a couple laps ago. Just giving her a clear path to land and the buried treasure. Not much with the top 3. Ina still leads, followed by Muna and Suisei. Polka and Nobuka 4 and 5 respectively. Next we have LaPlus, Pekara, Subaru. How did Subaru get all the way down to 8th? And his lead is just shy of 4 seconds. An attack is made, and Suisei able to overtake Muna to get back to P2. And Robico is basically an obstacle for Muna and Polka. If you're not vying for the win, if you're well out of it, why even bother at this point? Just to let the others race ahead of you. Don't mess up the grid and screw things up. Well, Robico does let Muna and Suisei go clear ahead of Robico. Muna's on the move here on these hairpin turns, and now she takes over for second. And she's the one who's ahead of Robico. Suisei and Polka will have to try to overtake Robico. And here comes Muna now trying to make a threat on Ina's race. Ina's lead only 3.6 something. Look at Muna trying to catch up to Ina. 3.34 separates the top two as Polka jumps to P3. And Nobuka remains 5. We're over the halfway mark of this round. The top 3 are drivers who have yet to have a victory. It's a slow and steady approach, trying to reach Ina somehow. Second by her lone self. Ina, Muna, and Polka. As the grid continues to scramble. Oh, that was close! That was close! Ina averted disaster in the turn. And so did Muna. And Ina, it looks like she is getting a bit of assistance from Kiara. So that's 2 obstacles that Muna has to overtake. Ina has basically led throughout the whole race. She just can't afford to lose this lead of hers, especially with Muna being a big threat to Ina all of a sudden. Coming down to 4 laps. We've lost 1 car so far. That's Luna, I'm sorry to report. So we're gonna X her out. Ina's lead is still 3 seconds. Couple cars ahead of Ina. Oh, the difficult hairpin turns. Oh, she's being blocked from going further ahead. She's being hindered by Louie and Toa. And her lead is suddenly going to be cut to almost nil, as Muna is within a split second of Ina now. And Muna is on the move now. She finds the inside. Ina messes up. Muna finds a gap. Ina loses her lead, no thanks to Louie and Toa. Blocking Ina's way, preventing a gap, a further gap being made between her and Muna. And look at that Polka. Back to third as we go around the hairpins. Look how close these three are. It's now a battle for second. Muna, Ina, Polka, your top three. Making it through that turn cleanly. Going down to 2. Up 13. Muna Hoshinova. Very close to her first FH win. But the race still is far from decided. As Polka goes on the move. Almost quite sticks the overtake for second. They're basically neck and neck to each other. Ina finds the inside. Goes back to P2. Muna Hoshinova, one lap away from victory here at Tokachi. The gap around 3-something seconds. .709. That's just too far for Ina to overtake. Muna Hoshinova finding the lead late in the race. Finding the overtake after Louis and Toa prevented Ina from passing further. Here comes Muna approaching the hairpin turns. Goes through the turns cleanly. Suisse jumps to 3. And Muna just a few more turns to try to get the big win. And the moonlight is gonna glow very bright for Muna Hoshinova. A couple turns left. The grandstand is in sight. And Muna Hoshinova gets the W at Tokachi. Ina finishes second, still her best finish in an FH race. And Hochimachi Suisse secures the last podium spot. Muna, a first-time race winner now in Formula Holo. Three podium finishes beforehand. One second, a couple thirds. And now she gets the top spots here at Tokachi. 100 points for her. Ina finishes 1.923 behind. We'll get 76 points, and Suisse will get to 60. Points have been decided. 31 drivers will get... will have finished the entire distance. Well, Marine, somehow made it all the way to finish of 32nd, but that's just it. Well, I'm sorry to report that's the end of the race. That's the end of today's festivities, as we're going to mark down the points. Your, as in you are, top three are Muna, Ina, and Suise. We'll write that down. So, Muna, where's Muna? There we are. Muna. Well, Muna finally has a race win of her own, but that doesn't compare to Risu, who has 5 race wins. We'll have to wait another day for her first race win, but that's her highest finish ever, 2nd place. And Suise, that's her 4th 3rd place finish. Moves up to 7 overall podiums. As we mark down the points. So, Nonoka, Pekara, Subaru, Meme, Hachima, Sora, Zeta, Mio, Bales, Lammy, Sana gets points, Iris, Ame, Matsuri, Shion, Choco, Rene, Watame, Noel, Ronnie, Kobo, Callie, Anya, Risu, Marine, Kiara, Roboco, Toa, Louie, and no classification for Kyla, Aki Rose, Yofi, Norluna, and we'll lock in the points in the wrap up for today. We'll see how the championship is shaken up. And it's all good. 1 bonus point for Ina. And so Muna is on top of the Drivers' Championship, 126 points. Second is Laplace Darkness with 115, and Okayu is third with 112. Renee is fourth with 104, and Akiros just sticks to her 100 points at fifth. And how many drivers have yet to score? Well, quite a few. Yofi, Azuki, Botan, Nechan, Roboco, and Marine have yet to score. Azuki and Botan have yet to even show up for a race. And the overall... the Constructors' Championship. Who is leading the Constructors' Championship? It's looking like Ian Gen... No, not Ian. JP Gen 6. 244. JP Gen 6 with 244. Ian Gen 2 is second with 222. And third should be JP Gen 2 with 205. And so that will wrap things up for today. As we highlights a winner's car, I guess. So your race winners for today are Aki Rose at Fiorano, Okayu at Buriram, and Muna at Tokachi. So that's it for today. That's it. We made it through a quarter of the series. After we're done with tomorrow, we'll have reached the halfway point. We have 3 difficult races of attrition here. First, we'll go to Switzerland. Bern in Switzerland. A trip back to the past at a previous F1 course at Bremgarten. A challenging street course for the Hololive drivers. And it's 2 rounds on the same street course, the same fantasy street course. One way and the other. A double round on the streets of San Francisco, the city by the bay. That's rounds 4 through 6, as we continue to drive through the next color circuit of Formula Holo's 8 series. So, Formula Holo is back! And can't wait to see what more could be said as we continue on with 9 more rounds here. Tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday of next weekend. That's gonna do it for now. I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on this channel for the next 3 rounds of the FH8 series. How things fare? I don't know what will happen. But be sure to tune in to find out how things end up on the 3 street races. Okay, take care everyone. Have a great rest of your Saturday. See you tomorrow for more Formula Holo. Otsudag.